It is with a heavy heart that I announce to you today, those remains were identified as Elijah Vu.
Right now, the search for a missing boy comes to a tragic end as law enforcement in Northeast Wisconsin give an update on the case. Welcome to News 3 Now. Well, good evening and thanks for joining us. We begin in Manitowoc County and the search for Elijah Vu as the case now enters a new phase. The 3-year-old boy had not been seen since February. For more on the case, News 3 Now's Ellie LaLiberte is here with what law enforcement said at a recent press conference today. Ellie.
Armand, the Two Rivers Police Department confirming today that the humans remain found on private property last weekend were Elijah Vu's. The remains were found 3 miles northwest of where Vu went missing. Police did not take questions at today's press briefing, but are now calling this a death investigation. Two Rivers Police Chief Ben Manert got emotional during today's briefing, mentioning that this case has had an impact on the community.
This is not the outcome that we hoped for. The family's devastated, we're devastated, our community's devastated. I never met Elijah, but I watched that 3-year-old boy bring out the best in this community.
Now let's break down what led up to today. On February 20th, Vu's caretaker and mother's boyfriend, Jesse Vang, reported the child missing. By February 26th, both Vang and Vu's mother, Katrina Bauer, were charged with felony child neglect. They'd eventually plead not guilty. On March 18th, Two Rivers Police confirmed they found a blanket belonging to Elijah less than 4 miles from where he was last seen. And of course, on September 7th, Manitowoc County officials found human remains on private property. Now, we will continue to follow this story and keep you updated both on air and online.
All right, Ellie, thank you. Campaign season is still going strong in Battleground, Wisconsin. Democratic nominee for Vice President Tim Walz is back in the Dairy State today, this time speaking to volunteers in Wausau. That's where we find our Braden Ross. Braden?
Hello, Armand from up north here in Wausau. We are here at the Whitewater Music Hall, and this is where the event was held today with Tim Walz. This parking lot here, there's a line all the way around of supporters and volunteers. This was the main point of this event, right, was for Walz to rally volunteers that have been out campaigning for him here in Battleground, Wisconsin. Now, in his speech today, Walz touched on many of the top campaign issues for the Harris-Walz ticket, from IVF and fertility treatments to democracy. And you also might be wondering, why come to Wausau when it's fairly conservative, right? Well, Walz addressed that too.
This election is going to go through a few states, and in one of them is Wisconsin. It's going to go through a few counties. And I know people say, well, you know, it's a little redder county or whatever. It's about reducing the margins. It's about pulling things down. It's about the swing states.
Now, he also talked about his visit to a Ukrainian bakery while he was here in Wausau, saying U.S. support for Ukraine in the war with Russia is vital. Now, Walz will be back in Battleground, Wisconsin tomorrow for a rally in Superior. And we also just learned that Walz's Republican counterpart, J.D. Vance, will also be back in Wisconsin next week on Wednesday for a rally in Eau Claire. Reporting live in Wausau, Braden Ross, News 3 Now.
Braden, thank you. A new CNN poll is looking at confidence in the election process in 6 key battleground states. It found 2/3 or more of likely voters say they're at least somewhat confident that votes will be cast and counted accurately. Broken down by candidates, 71% of Kamala Harris supporters across the states say they're very confident in the process. Meanwhile, only about 15% of Donald Trump supporters feel the same way. However, Wisconsin was the only state where a majority, 52%, said they were very confident about the accuracy of their state's voting process. Warm temperatures continue, maybe a few showers over the weekend. Let's check the first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington, live out in Evansville. Hey, Alex.
Hey there, Armand. Yeah, come on down to Evansville. It's Ladies' Night, where this is 11th annual Ladies' Night, where folks get started up the hill and they work their way down the hill. And we've been invited to the Allen House Creek Cafe and Coffee House here, right on the Allen Creek, just along the creek here. And it's just a little bit of a lull in our karaoke. Got karaoke, beverages, and food down here. And I'm joined with family. I got family in Arena. As folks know, West, the Harringtons, we got the Sprecher side of the family. That's my mom's side. So I'm here with my cousin, Stephanie, who I ran into, her husband, Alex, and we've got Levi, who's going to be here to help us doing live weather. We've got the technology to do it. So Levi, can you help us out here? Can you press that big button right there? We've got warm temperatures over the course of the next 10 days in the 80s. How about the 3 things you need to get out of the forecast? Just a slight chance of showers, as Armand was mentioning this weekend. The chance is not very high across all of southern Wisconsin. Southwest Wisconsin has the higher chance. Staying dry all the way through next week. And then, Levi, do you want to press the button again there? Let's see what we got here in the last thing of the 3 things you need to get out of our forecast. Staying warm over the course of the next week and above normal. Normal temperatures this time of year in the mid to upper 70s, and we're going to be in the 80s by day and 60s by night. Planning the rest of our evening here. Let's see how our temperatures have evolved as you join us here for Ladies Night. We got live karaoke here until 9 o'clock. As we get to the 9 o'clock hour, temperatures right around 7 degrees, and we got a good breeze here too, which makes it pretty comfy, I think, out here. We could be warm and have all that humidity, but we have nothing like that. As we approach the rest of the evening, going into the wee hours of the morning, overnight low temperatures will end up right around 62 degrees, and clouds will continue to stream in over the course of the night tonight. The remnants of Francine, we've been talking about Francine for days, isolated showers. The owner here, Tom Ann, is going to sing a song here momentarily. Isolated showers are the forecast for Saturday and Sunday. I'll show you who has the best chances for those showers and how much you might get. From Evansville, Alex Harrington, back to you.
Thank you, Alex. And to continuing coverage now of the 3 fires Madison police say are connected. A person of interest is in custody in relation to the fires, all 3 set within an hour of each other early Wednesday morning. One of them on West Wash left $500,000 in damages and displaced 6 students. We spoke with those students and got their reaction to the learning the fires were set intentionally.
We just started hearing them kind of talking about it, and they were like, other dumpster fires, and you're kind of like, other fires are going on? Yeah. And then you start like, we started hearing arson. People were saying, oh, arson, arson. And like, when that word starts getting thrown around and your house was just on fire, like, I don't know, it was like surreal.
The students say they've been staying with friends and family and are in the process of replacing their belongings. The fires are still under investigation. A fight at a Madison bar last night leads to the arrest of 3 people. Officers were called to the Paradise Lounge on West Main Street just after 11 for a report of 3 people involved in a fight. A 35-year-old man reported that a 29-year-old man pulled a knife on him. Both men were arrested. The 29-year-old faces charges of disorderly conduct while armed, and the 35-year-old faces charges of disorderly conduct. A 23-year-old woman was also arrested and faces charges of obstructing. Urban Triage announced they ran out of funding for rapid rehousing. The nonprofit said it can't take in any more residents, possibly impacting thousands of people in Dane County. Tanisha Shaw sat down with the founder of Urban Triage to see how things got here.
Said, oh, we've run over, and we've run over by $100,000.
Urban Triage started operating as a nonprofit in 2020. They offer several resources for people in need. In late August, they posted this on their socials, saying they overspent their budget.
Immediately sent email to the county, which is our contracting partner, to say, hey, we overspent in this contract by $100,000. We are out of funds for quick move-in funds. They responded and said, okay, sounds good. How would you like to do the communication?
Here's a quick breakdown. Dane County gave Urban Triage over $300,000 for the 2024 year. That averages about $3,000 per family. Brandy Grayson told me at the top of the year, till late August, they overspent this money, leaving them to pay over $100,000 outside of their budget.
So we had a year to spend the money, with the understanding that everybody knew that the money will be spent before the year, but the county contracts are yearly. It's expected. We didn't have enough money. There's never enough money to serve the demand when it comes to housing. Because I don't think we as a society, generally speaking, put value on supporting those who are the most vulnerable.
But there are other programs that people in need can take advantage of.
We'll still provide case management. We'll still support people in navigating systems and other resources to support getting them housed. We'll continue to update and add to our housing resource list, which is part of our contract in providing the community with a list of resources and properties and just identifying places that they can move in. Our whole community is impacted. We have about 100 people a month that's looking for support to get housed.
That was our Tanisha Shaw reporting. If you're in need of housing resources, you can call 211 at any time. We also have a list of local resources on our website, channel2000.com, under this story. Well, expanding internet access. Coming up next on News 3 Now at 6, how several projects will be funded in order to connect thousands of households to the web, plus another human case of West Nile virus detected in Wisconsin, where it was and what you need to know about the disease.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices.
At Gruber Law Offices, you pay us nothing until we win your case. It costs you nothing up front to get the results and compensation you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hi, you might see me in your mailbox. Don't throw me away. I have a lot to say about Network Health. Like how Network Health has Medicare Advantage plans that give you $25 back towards your Medicare Part B premium every month. Plans start at $0 a month with $0 doctor visits and $0 prescription drugs. Plus, extra benefits are built in, including dental, vision, over-the-counter items, and more. With Network Health, it's your choice. Isn't that great? Don't wait. Call 833-7-NETWORK today.
Did you get hit with big energy bills this summer? You aren't alone, and we want to help. Because if your house was hot this summer, it's going to be cold this winter, and heating and cooling is by far the biggest energy user in your home. That's why our foam insulation is such a great investment. Our best offer of the year just ended August 31st. But to help you get ready for winter, we're going to extend it until September 22nd, the first day of fall. When we foam your walls, we'll insulate your attic for free.
USA Insulation.
He told us who he was.
Should abortion be punished? There has to be some form of punishment.
Then he showed us.
For 54 years, they were trying to get Roe v. Wade terminated, and I did it, and I'm proud to have done it.
Now Donald Trump wants to go further with plans to restrict birth control, ban abortion nationwide, even monitor women's pregnancies. We know who Donald Trump is. He'll take control. We'll pay the price.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Students have a lot of power and influence over how this election is going to turn out.
I'll show you how young voters are getting their voices heard and the impact this could have in November. 3 for the People, Monday on News 3 Now at 6.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6, moving forward.
Rock County Public Health says one of its residents is infected with West Nile virus. It's the first human case of the virus in the county and 7th in the state this year. The virus has also been found in animals, including birds and mosquitoes. West Nile virus is spread by infected mosquitoes and is not spread from person to person. Rock County Public Health says 80% of people infected with the virus do not get sick. Less than 1% of those infected become seriously ill. And hundreds of thousands of kids' garden sets sold at Costco are being recalled due to high levels of lead. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says some of Red Toolbox's Stanley-branded junior kids' garden tools have lead levels that exceed the federal limit. The recall only involves the long hoe and rake that were in the wheelbarrow and 7-piece set. They were sold exclusively by Costco, and the retailer will be contacting some consumers directly. Anyone who has one of the impacted garden sets should stop using the hoe and rake immediately. They can receive a replacement at Red Toolbox's recall website. Governor Tony Evers and the Public Service Commission are announcing nearly $30 million in grant funding to allow more people to access the internet. The 11 projects will allow more than 50,000 households to receive a loaned device and more than 30,000 households to gain access to free Wi-Fi. Madison nonprofit DaneNet Incorporated received just under $1.5 million. The plan is to give devices and tech support to 2,000 households, specifically low-income people and seniors. The money will come from the American Rescue Plan Act. Well, still ahead, the latest tally from our Coats for Kids campaign and how the community can help us reach our goal. Plus, the Badgers gearing up for their big game against Alabama tomorrow. We take a look at the economic impact it's having in Madison. Plus, how much rain can we see from the remnants of Francine this weekend? Alex is back with the complete forecast after the break.
Save big at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Choose an Amish handcrafted sofa from our showroom or let our design experts customize a look for you during the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture
at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
This ad is a complete lie. The truth is, Tammy Baldwin's never shared inside information with her partner. And Tammy Baldwin's leading the fight to ban senators from purchasing any individual stocks. It's Eric Hovde, who owns a $3 billion California bank. And Hovde's bank takes millions from unknown foreign interests, meaning we'd have no idea who Eric Hovde would really be working for. Eric Hovde, what's wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
There are over 21,000 Wisconsin veterans struggling to pay for rent and utilities.
Thank you for your service.
Many are also facing issues with their mental health.
Thank you for your service.
We must do more to help these heroes who have already sacrificed so much.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service.
Words simply aren't enough.
I'm sorry.
Make a difference by donating to this critical Wisconsin survival safety net today.
Okay, guys, we're all here because US Cellular has an incredible deal. Right now, you can get 4 lines for just $90.
Sorry, just double checking. Is it really that good of a deal?
Yeah. It's a huge deal. You also get 4 free phones of your choice.
4 free phones! Wow, I just triple checked, and that's awesome.
So go get that deal. Or at least help me clip. Do you check the expiration dates?
Oh, I can do that.
Great.
Get 4 free phones of your choice with no trade-in needed, plus 4 lines for $90.
I'm Joan Balwig, and these days, the cost to make Great-Grandma Balwig's Blue Ribbon banana bread is, well, just nuts. Wisconsin families are feeling the pinch of inflation, even on the basics. That's why I work to put dough back in your pockets. Led the effort to defend our family farms and pass the biggest tax cut in state history, because the only way to make life affordable again is to do what banana bread does and bring everyone to the table.
Save big at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Choose an Amish handcrafted sofa from our showroom or let our design experts customize a look for you during the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture
At Wanakee Furniture ETC.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. The Coats for Kids campaign is off to a good start. News 3 Now is teaming up with Clinky Cleaners, the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County, and Magic 98 to try and collect 5,000 coats. So far, the campaign has collected 466. With 3 weeks left, we would also like to invite you to join our cause. In the past, area schools, churches, and businesses have helped out by setting up their own collection events. All coats and winter apparel can be dropped off at any area Clinky Cleaners. And if you don't have a winter coat, you can still help by buying a coat off the Coats for Kids Amazon wish list. You can find a link to it on channel3000.com/coatsforkids. Well, we've seen big games at Camp Randall before, but tomorrow's against Alabama is highly anticipated, not just among fans, but also business owners. The president of downtown Madison says game days are extremely important to the downtown economy. He says most home football games generate $19 million in revenue, but this one could hit above $25 million. For local businesses, there's a lot of prep work that goes into getting ready.
I have a team of managers here who all play a part. My kitchen managers help to pull together our menu for outside. I have a team of bartenders who come in and who start prepping 72 hours before, making drink mixes, garnishes, everything that we're going to need to make Badger Game Day a success.
And the tailgate in front of Fabiola's and Leopold's is expecting 1,000 people for the game tomorrow. And the Wisconsin Air National Guard will be adding some extra energy to tomorrow's big game. The 115th Fighter Wing is set to perform a low-level flyover of Camp Randall Stadium with F-35 jets before kickoff. Those near the stadium and on Madison's west side can expect to see and or hear a formation of F-35s overhead around 11 a.m. So how's the weather going to look for tomorrow's big game? Let's check back in with Alex for the complete forecast. Alex?
Armand, we'll get to the Badger game forecast in just a moment. We're live here at the Allen Creek Coffee House in Evansville. Let's take a moment to listen to some of our performers for just a couple moments, then we'll get to the weather.
That you were Romeo, you were throwing pebbles, and my daddy said stay away from Julia. And I was crying on the staircase, begging you please don't come. And I said, Romeo, take me somewhere we can be alone. I'll be waiting all the
And live here in Evansville, we were invited to come down and join folks here for Ladies' Night. It's a pleasure being here. The evening is a gorgeous one across southern Wisconsin and in Evansville. Let's plan the rest of the evening here for Evansville and for Madison. Temperatures in the 70s, slipping down into the 60s tonight. A comfortable evening. Periods of a nice breeze through the trees down here. It's extremely comfortable. Low humidity value, so a wonderful evening to come join us with our local performers. Ladies' Night in Evansville. Right now we got 81 in Madison, 80 in Boscobel, 82 in Janesville. It's warm, but it's dry. It's a dry warmth. These are the temperatures, though, that we would see in July and August, and they're going to stick around for a while. Beautiful tonight. 61 in Lone Rock, 63 in Madison, and 63 in Janesville. So our lows are getting a little bit warmer. And Armand, you were asking about the Badger forecast, and we were talking about Francine. Will Francine impact the Badger forecast? Let's see. Future track showing a few clouds, but any of the showers this weekend left over from Francine are really going to eye up the Mississippi River, which I've been mentioning for a few days now. East, Madison points east, the chances are much, much lower as we go into Sunday. Just a slight chance of a shower, but the clouds will also be on and off. Really quite a nice weekend, all in all, throughout the area, through southern Wisconsin. If we get any rain, 10th, maybe a quarter of an inch at most, especially over southwestern Wisconsin. As I was mentioning yesterday, would very likely be the case. Areas west of Madison standing the better chance of having that precipitation. So as we move forward, though, beyond Sunday, the temperatures are going to stay warm over the course of the next week. We're going to have high temperatures up around 84 pretty much every single day next week, with overnight low temperatures in the lower 60s. And the dry weather is also going to stick around to southern Wisconsin as well. So we have the remnants of Francine. That's out of here. Then another dry stretch. And as we go later into next weekend, maybe a chance of rain entering the picture by later next Sunday. Again, we're live at Ladies' Night downtown Evansville. Come on down. Sticks around here till 9 o'clock this evening. We got karaoke going. A couple more moments with our live performers here at Ladies' Night, and then we'll send it back to Zach.
All right, thanks, Alex. And coming up in sports, Badgers, Bama, and big noon kickoff. What Wisconsin has to do to upset fourth-ranked Alabama is next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Earn a 25-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $50 this Saturday and Sunday. That's a 25-cent fuel saver for every $50 you spend in-store and online. Saturday and Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
4 years ago, in this alley, rioters threw a brick at my face and knocked out my teeth. Why? Because I was a police officer. And what did Kamala Harris do? While America's cities were burning, Kamala was defending peaceful protest. She raised millions to help bail rioters out of jail and supported defunding our police, making us all less safe. Kamala Harris is dangerous.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Nobody wants to put a new roof over their head. It's too expensive. And if they can extend the life of that roof and get 5 more years or 10 more years, it's a no-brainer.
What RoofMax does is it helps people in that they don't have to spend that $15,000, $20,000 on a new roof. They can spend pennies on the dollar.
The RoofMax product was a small percentage of cost of replacing a roof.
This is a great financial decision for us as a community.
We're cranking up the voltage, Wisconsin. Lottery retailers all around the state are lighting up with the latest limited time offer. It's Badger 5, 5 will get you 6. During the month of September, players who buy a $5 or greater Badger 5 ticket will receive a bonus ticket for the next drawing of Badger 5. This electric offer is only available for a limited time and only at Wisconsin lottery retailers.
Bidenomics is working.
It's not.
ABC News proved it with charts.
It was under control
on
during
inflation,
the Trump administration. Well below
gas,
$3 a gallon, 35%
and housing.
jump in home prices, folks.
Even CNN admits it.
When it comes to the economy, groceries were less expensive, housing was more affordable when Donald Trump was president.
Yet Harris still says,
Bidenomics is working.
no, it isn't.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
COVID-19 cases are on the rise. Get the updated COVID-19 vaccine at Hy-Vee. Schedule online today, or just stop by any Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Plus, get your flu shot and earn a 20-cent fuel saver. Only at Hy-Vee.
In case you haven't heard, there's a pretty big college football game on Saturday. For the first time since 1928, Alabama is coming to Madison. You remember that game. Wisconsin won it 15-0. But besides the Tide, Fox's Big Noon Kickoff is also in town. And the big question all week has been, how can the Badgers knock off the fourth-ranked team in the nation? Well, former Ohio State head coach Urban Meyer has an idea.
Message, go win the damn game. They're good enough to win the game. It's home crowd. This was my favorite place to come coach when I was at Ohio State. I love Wisconsin. The fans are outstanding. The reality is something's got to happen on offense, so they've got to find a way to get some kind of explosive plays.
Everyone has a chance. That's why we play the game. You know what I mean? You got to kick the ball off, and you got to play the game. We've already seen a number of upsets already this college football season. I'm just hoping tomorrow's not one. You know what I mean?
Should mention that Mark Ingram played at Alabama. Well, coming up in a few minutes is this week's Wisconsin Huddle. Ches Malusi and I break down Wisconsin's matchup against Bama and simulate it on College Football 25. Like earlier in the week, Jordan Love did not practice today, but there is some positive news regarding Green Bay's QB1. The Packers have listed him as questionable against the Colts. Now, one guy who will be playing on Sunday, Jonathan Taylor. The former Badger will make his Lambeau Field debut, and he says he wants two things to happen this weekend. The Badgers to beat Bama, of course, and for him to find the end zone so he can jump in the stands.
I've been waiting for this one. Definitely hoping I get a Lambeau leap in. Hopefully I don't get anything poured on me. I've seen reports of that, but it's really going to be fun. Wisconsin should be one heck of a state to be in right now, especially Saturday. The Badgers have Bama coming into town, so it should be pretty live.
And it's week 4 of the high school football season, and that means the final drive is back tonight at 10. Andrew and I will have highlights from a handful of area games, including Memorial at Verona. So, Artie, here's what we need to happen. Badgers beat Bama on Saturday. Sunday, Jonathan Taylor can run wild, get his Lambeau leap, but the Packers beat the Colts. That's a win-win for everybody.
That would be the ideal situation, but you know what? I think there are going to be good games either way, really.
You got to say it so we can manifest this.
Oh, of course, manifesting all I can into a win for both teams.
All right, good.
Even though I'm a Bears fan, so the Packers may be a little bit iffy on that one.
No.
Definitely all in for the Badgers.
Okay.
So sorry about that, folks. We'll see you again tonight. News 3 now at 10.